Box Nation.
And talk about pound for pound fighter. Usually fighters don't talk much about who is the number one pound for pound fighter, but the reporters, the people, the fans, they should vote who is the number one.
Who do you think's number one right now?
Кто ты думаешь сейчас номер один?
Я думаю, что это Crawford.
Crawford.
How good is Crawford?
Crawford is amazing, not just good. He's amazing. I think he should be in the book for
Really? Is that good?
how to learn boxing. You know.
Really?
He's a very good fighter. Yeah, I like to watch his fights.
For me, pound for pound, number one is Terence Crawford. I like this man.
I think it's Crawford first.
I think Terence Crawford right now in the sport of boxing is the pound for pound best fighter in the sport of boxing right now.
So Canelo Alvarez, he played this little game where he was asked questions about Terence Crawford and which fighters he felt could beat Terence Crawford. So the guy interviewing him, he would say a name, and if Canelo stayed quiet, that means he felt that Crawford would beat him. Well, the guy that was interviewing Canelo, he gave him a whole bunch of names, and Canelo Alvarez, he remained silent throughout the whole game, meaning he felt that Terence Crawford was better than every name on that list. Here's the list.
Felix Trinidad, Oscar De La Hoya, Manny Pacquiao, Dmitry Bivol, Artur Beterbiev, Bernard Hopkins, Floyd Mayweather. Damn, you don't think none of them?
Okay, so the truth is coming out. Not only does Canelo Alvarez feel that Terence Crawford is the best fighter in the world, but he feels that he is probably top three, one of the greatest fighters of all time. In fact, it's probably safe to say Canelo believes that Bud is the greatest fighter of all time, because he even believes that he's better than TBE Floyd Mayweather. Now, what's so ironic is Canelo Alvarez, he loses to all of those fighters that were mentioned. All of those fighters that were mentioned on that list, they would beat Canelo Alvarez, probably with the exception of Manny Pacquiao because of his size. And that's not even a guaranteed win for Canelo Alvarez. But everyone else, they beat Canelo Alvarez hands down, I believe. Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins, Beterbiev, Bivol already beat him, Floyd already beat him, Trinidad would knock him out. Hands down, Trinidad would knock him out. And Beterbiev would knock him out. Now, before I go deeper into completely breaking that down, Terence Crawford, he played the same game. And unlike Canelo Alvarez, Crawford, he did pick fighters that were better than Canelo Alvarez.
I'm gonna name a bunch of boxers. You don't talk until you hear a better boxer that I name. So for Canelo Alvarez, Carl Froch, Chris Eubank Jr., Felix Trinidad, Oscar De La Hoya,
Better than Canelo.
Manny Pacquiao, Dmitry Bivol,
Better than Canelo.
Artur Beterbiev, Bernard Hopkins, Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Better than Canelo.
So because Canelo is not undefeated like Terence Crawford is, they put people on the list that have already beat Canelo Alvarez. Surprisingly, the only boxer that Crawford said was better than Canelo Alvarez was Oscar De La Hoya, once again outside of the fighters that already beat him. I honestly think that Terence Crawford was just being strategic with his answers, because logically, as much as Terence Crawford knows about boxing, how is it possible he believes that Oscar is better than Canelo, but Bernard Hopkins is not? When Bernard Hopkins was the first person to knock out Oscar De La Hoya, and he beat Tito Trinidad. And I don't even have to mention the other big name fighters that he beat. And then you have Beterbiev. Does Terence Crawford truly believe that Canelo Alvarez is better than Artur Beterbiev? Now just remember, Crawford has already said that Bivol is better than Canelo Alvarez because Bivol, he beat Canelo. And we all know that if Canelo fought against Beterbiev, he would get beat even worse. He would get stopped by Beterbiev. Listen, guys, based on the way Crawford answered those questions, I can tell you this for a fact. If Canelo had never fought Bivol, right? And they asked Crawford this same question, who's better, Bivol or Canelo Alvarez? I can guarantee you Crawford, he would have said Canelo is better. But because the fight actually happened and we seen Bivol beat Canelo with our own eyes, he has to say that Bivol is better than Canelo. If Bivol is better than Canelo, there's no way Beterbiev can't be. Matter of fact, I'll tell you right now, when it comes to fighters like Trinidad, Beterbiev, and even Bernard Hopkins, those fighters in particular are nightmares for Canelo Alvarez because they can fight on the inside and they all know how to box. And they don't get tired like Canelo Alvarez does. They will be strong in the championship rounds. And when it comes to Tito Trinidad in particular, you do not want to stand in front of him. Any boxer that just stands in front of Trinidad the whole night is a steak dinner. I mean, straight food. So I feel Terence Crawford, he was trying to be politically correct with his answers, or he doesn't study boxing as much as I thought he did. When it comes to Canelo, it seems like he was being a lot more honest with his answers. And that's what makes this the biggest fight in the world in a very, very long time, because you have the best fighter in the world going up against Goliath. Because every single person that is picking Canelo Alvarez to win this fight, they attribute it to his size advantage. None of them are saying it's because Canelo is the bigger and better fighter. They're just saying because he's way too big. So this is not like the Mayweather versus Marquez situation where Floyd Mayweather was a way better boxer than Marquez was, right? Same thing with Errol Spence versus Mikey Garcia. Errol Spence's jab was the main thing that was offsetting Mikey Garcia. And Mikey himself, he admitted that. He said, man, he had an unbelievable jab. I couldn't get away from it. On paper, this is more of a Golovkin versus Kell Brook situation. Not saying that the fight is going to play out like that because, of course, Terence Crawford is a much better fighter than Kell Brook was. But if you guys remember, in that fight, Kell Brook, he was outboxing the much, much bigger Golovkin. And then I remember it. It was around the 4th or the 5th round. Abel Sanchez, Golovkin's trainer, he told Golovkin in the corner, he said, man, you're way bigger than this guy. Just outmuscle him. Stop trying to box with him. Just run him over. That's exactly what Golovkin did. And as soon as he did that, he stopped Kell Brook. This is what Canelo is going to try to do with Terence Crawford, but I feel it's going to be a lot harder. And Canelo, he better really pray that Crawford doesn't bring his power up to 168 pounds, because we already know that Crawford is just already a naturally strong guy, but it's still hard to bring your power all the way up from 147 to 168, no matter how naturally gifted you are. This fight also reminds me of the Manny Pacquiao versus Oscar De La Hoya fight. I remember before that fight, everyone thought that that fight was a complete mismatch in Oscar De La Hoya's favor. They all felt, man, Manny Pacquiao is way too small. He's going to get annihilated. This is a complete mismatch. This is a joke of a fight. And then once Manny Pacquiao beat the hell out of Oscar De La Hoya and stopped him, then everyone started making excuses for Oscar De La Hoya, which I could see fans doing the same thing if Terence Crawford pulls it off, especially if he manhandles the much bigger Canelo Alvarez. Let's see how it all plays out. With that being said, I'm going to wrap this video up. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Key Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to lodkey.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram. Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.